possibly RSG Philippines to first pick a Fanny.
Yeah, it could be there if Echo doesn't ban it out. But if RSG do pick up the Fanny, I'm sure they know that there's a good chance that Echo already has something prepared for that. So they ban out the Phobia. So interesting bans here for RSG. This is very tailored to how Echo like to play. Carl TZ has had highlights after highlights with the Julian. The Selena on Sanji is something that RSG wants to respect, and they've felt the wrath of Selena multiple times this season. And of course, the Phobias, you turn off the idea of potentially giving that to BennyQt in the gold lane. They've brought back old Echo Season 9 strats wherein you have 2 fighters in the side lanes and just a high damage dealer in the mid lane. So RSG want to avoid that. Let's see if, there we go.
There it is.
They do pick up the Fanny right away. Echo, let's see what they're going to do in terms of responding to that. Are they going to go ahead and counter the Fanny right away? Are they going to go for an XP laner that can burst it down or maybe just hold side lanes well so that the Fanny can split? Masha is available for Sanford. You have an Esmeralda open, but the D-Roth is up for taking. So Echo says, we're gonna go team fight. We'll pick up the Atlas, who has had a great performance the entire season, and they also pick up the Faramis. So there's a lot of control, pull, and team fighting potential on the side of Echo that RSG needs to respond to.
Something tells me they're gonna make most of this Esmeralda slot. I'm talking about red side pick 3.
Yeah.
They're gonna wait for it, and if it's open, they're gonna take it. But so far, these first 2 picks from Echo, nothing to stop the Fanny up front, point blank. Nothing as a hard counter, maybe a soft counter when you're talking about the Atlas. As for RSG, I'm guessing the Roamer's coming up here. You gotta pick up a solid Roamer right now.
Yeah. I'm wondering too if they also want to go ahead and lock in the gold lane possibly, just because, I mean, we see how high priority Claude has been,
Yes.
even from yesterday, right? Because honestly, the Melissa can work, another big priority pick for a lot of teams. There's the Claude.
There it is.
So, you know, it makes sense because honestly, Melissa needs the right amount of time, but also just the environment to really excel and perform really well, whereas Claude is a little bit more safer. You can kind of farm up and just be safe in vacation mode if you have to. And at the same time, once you get those 2 core items, you provide a lot of that damage, and then you pair it up with the Lilia. This is a great start in terms of damage for RSG Philippines, whereas on the other side, Echo's got a lot of utility already.
Yeah.
We'll see what the last pick for the first phases.
Leo mentioned earlier, red side pick 3, Esmeralda looks great here. They can pick up the Esmeralda now, take out the D-Roth. The Lilia can be bothersome somewhat towards the Esmeralda, but they have a good enough chance to just survive through it. Let's see if they will pick that up. No, they're gonna go for the Akai. That's definitely going to the hands of Carl TZ. So this is a team with the first 3 picks of Echo, they want to fight for the objectives really well. And now RSG, them not picking up the Roamer right away might come back to bite them now, because Echo can just start taking away Roamers from Light. Exactly. This is a strong, objective team fighting first 3 picks that Echo have already shown.
Echo's first phase looks a lot like Onyx Philippines in the regular season.
Yeah.
This is the Akai and Atlas combo. Yeah. And this is another way to go about the Esmeralda slot, right? You instead wait for it and you bait your opponent, give him double jeopardy, damn if you don't. I'll take it pick 4 if you don't ban it.
Yeah, the thing is, though, that if RSG ban out the Esmeralda, the Uranus is going to be open, and Uranus still looks good, honestly, with the lineup right now for Echo. They already have a great amount of control. They just need even a little bit more sustain if they want to. But I'm not turned off against the idea of Echo picking up something like a Benedetta for Sanford. Great ban on the Diggy there. You have an Atlas, you have a Faramis, you have an Akai. Of course, you're going to take out a Diggy on the side of RSG, which Light already showed earlier in the season.
Yeah, great ban. Last one from Echo there. We'll see what RSG Philippines wants to do, if they still kind of focus on that the gold lane options here, or what else they go for. There it is. It's the Beatrix. So this might force BennyQt into playing something like, if he wants to give the Melissa a chance, game 1's obviously the time to do it, see if it works out for them. They do already, I mean, they've got a great front line, but also peel potential, right? That's what works so well. Usually when the Atlas shines the most, it's when they have a backup, just kind of front line or peeler to help the team out, because Atlas puts himself in a risky situation. And there you go, Leo, you called it earlier, the Esmeralda comes in.
This is I'd say the European Esme slot. You know
European?
What I mean?
European.
Yeah, it's just a little different flavor. Yeah. But I'm feeling Echo's lineup needs more damage. RSG drafted all the damage in the first phase. Yeah. Now it's Echo who needs it very, very badly.
The Roamer pick, okay, it's going to be a Grok, so good counter for engages, and you also have the tools to get through some control abilities that Echo can dish out. Fast
There it
draft
is.
here, and there's the Melissa for Benny Cutie. In terms for Benny Cutie, I believe his record is 2-1, but he has had an MVP performance on that Melissa already. So, very clear draft between these two teams. You know exactly what they're going for. The XP lane matchup, though, is the kicker that I'm watching for here, because looking at the side of Echo, it seems like they have the right tools to be a bother for the Uranus of Nats, but it seems like RSG might just not have enough in the bank to be a bother for the Esmeralda.
I think again, as we take a look here at the lineups for both teams, I think a lot of this relies on that early game momentum. Is it set by RSG Philippines, or is it Echo? Because honestly, both teams do it really well, and there's a reason also why Echo is the Echo Express, and they built that name up for them. Even with this lineup, they could very well still do that. They have the tools they need, and like you mentioned, it's very heavy damage loaded for RSG Philippines. But with that Grok last pick there, it will allow them to find its setups and probably pay attention, especially to Benny Cutie in that gold lane. But here we go. We are getting ready to load up into the Land of Dawn. Game number 1 here, first series of day 2, Echo versus RSG Philippines.
It's a mirror start here with a purple for Demon Kite and Carl Teasy going for the orange.
Hell-curted.
I'm curious how this first Little Wanderer matchup is going to go.
Right now, both teams are just going to start things off slow. Just really go get their own buffs here.
Hellcurt.
No Hellcurt was picked. But you hear the fans already chatting for their teams. You can see the fans. Take a quick look at them. Game is still running and going, folks.
There it is.
There we go. Just a bit of a dramatic mood lighting, I guess.
Extended Hellcurt.
Yeah.
Didn't know he was in the game.
Delayed gratification is what's happening.
Yeah. So in terms of the starts, nothing too crazy happened just yet. No invades. Both junglers level in terms of their, levels and their progress with the map. But right now you see a heavy topside rotation for Echo. There is going to be an invade by Carl Teasy onto the lizard there. The scaled dragon, if I'm not mistaken, of RSG. The RSG have the info.
Yep, this is what we can expect from Echo, at least for the first half of the game. If they do it right, they're going to keep doing it all the way till the end. Get more bodies in!
My goodness.
But the first blood drawn on Yaoi. Atlas is chunky, but not this early.
Excuse me?
Didn't even notice he burned the flicker during that whole shebang in the early game. Yeah.
I mean,
Get away from it.
you know,
I didn't notice.
I didn't expect that already, right? So remember when I was mentioning pace setting? That's pretty much what I was talking about, right? Either team could have done that. Demon Kite, though, already grabbing that early kill. That's going to be crucial for them. Now the first turtle of the game comes up. There's some focus here on Aqua, though.
Oh, no! Sanford! Shades of Nats. He's the one who pulls it off. Now there's a pull. Shadow Stampede onto the very, very sturdy Uranus. Now Turtle at about a fifth of its health. Carl Teasy going to secure it very handily. That's a huge objective going over to Echo.
So RSG decide to not go for the Turtle, knowing that they're up against an Akai who was able to hit level 4 comfortably. Instead, Demon Kite went for the purple buff of Carl Teasy. At the same time, Carl Teasy went for the purple buff of Demon Kite. They might see each other head-to-head in the orange buff area. But right now, Echo. Let's see what happens.
Betty goes up with the go away. He survives Yaoi with the fatal links to protect his gold laner. Here comes Aqua in light. They're not done. Wall charge underneath the gold lane tier turret. And there's a called altar. Benny survives. Eman might just get punished here. Light gets popped underneath. A little too deep, too early. Heavy spin by Carl Teasy. Oh, we're off to a slobber knocker already. 3 minutes in. Oh, they're not done. Demon Kite going in. There's not enough speed, not enough velocity for this Benny. You can see he wants to go body out. There's nowhere Carl Teasy's gonna go. Demon Kite gets the kill.
I mean, Akai's a pretty mobile panda. For a big panda, yeah, he's mobile, but not as mobile as a Fanny with the cables going around. The commitment by Demon Kite to go after that. He does have the bounty hunter, high and dry rather, on him, and a bloody retribution actually for a Fanny.
Man, and just like that, right? Things are already off to a crazy start here for both teams. Talk about the layering, too, that we saw on the top side when it was so hard for RSG Philippines to actually convert that into a kill for Benny Cutie. So right now, both teams at the top of their game. Things are going to just slow down a little bit, I feel like, until that next turtle comes up. Unless, again, something happens. The situation is pressed by either team, because right now, that's a big early pickup already for Demon Kite.
Oh man, they have disease already, so that the backline of Echo really needs to watch out for here. And the good thing about that is, yeah, he can use that to get the kill and clean up, but he can also use that to just go straight up, look for Sanji, force out the Cult Altar early, or just go after Benny Cutie, force him to go back.
Oh, but look at this. Echo is setting up, but RSG foot's on the other foot, actually, because they're actually spacing them out inside their own jungle. Nats is being such a nuisance. Look at this. He's isolating 4-5 members, pushing them away. Benny Cutie very far off, very low. Nats as well. There's a fatal links. And heavy pop. Down goes Demon Kite. Sanji still alive. Gets stunned up. His extra life bar's already spent. And here comes Eman. He wants to get caught easy. Can he get him? It's gonna happen. Nats with the consecration and the Ionic Edge. Sanford falls as well. It's mayhem here inside of Echo's purple side jungle. And they're not done. Nats is still alive throughout this whole debacle.
Get away.
Run, Nats, run! And he does. That's a second round of consecration.
Look at that. Look at that light construct go, but here's Demon Kite.
Sanji! They're still going. He's still alive. And I believe the action has to take a break here. Both teams, they should not force it, but Light, he's still thinking. Sanji out of bounds. Oh, wow. They're
That's
still going.
tough.
Round 2.
All right, Turtle. Looks like there's going to be even more action here.
Wait.
Yeah, Demon Kite's going to go and grab the buff. I don't think he's going to even just worry about
Yeah, he
this
won't be able
turtle.
to.
No. Krautizi's got this.
Gives it up, and, you know, just like that, I mean, fight after fight, skirmish after skirmish. It was such a good setup earlier, too, by Carl TZ, finding the mark, but still, things kind of flip-flopped around, but now the top side.
Yeah, no, throughout the whole debacle, yes, Nats is going to get this tier 1 up top. Gonna get punished hard by Benny Cutie and Yaoi, but at what cost? They spent too much. RSG still
Exactly.
1,000 ahead.
Yeah, that was a kill onto the XP laner, but in terms of target priorities, that's Nats coming out with a big W, because now that those are the outer turrets for both side lanes gone already for Echo. RSG, we were making a big case about Echo controlling the map through Sanford movements, but RSG have been controlling the map well, but it seems like Echo are going to be able to get one for themselves up top, getting one back.
Yo, that's a trade I'll take any day.
Yeah.
A turtle for outer lane turrets? Yeah, Benny Cutie got one here, but it's a little too delayed. They're catching up one step behind.
Yeah, and like I said, too, you know, with Benny Cutie playing the Melissa, the most success we see there is when you can get these early kills and it allows you to scale up really well. You are also very protected for Benny Cutie here on this Melissa, but on the bottom side.
Demon Kite.
Sanford. It's so hard to be an Esmeralda in this game.
Yeah.
You're usually very chunky, and you're usually... It's up to you, but wait!
Yeah,
he
wait.
gets fatal links with one. That's very low. And look at the damage the Evan is putting down on forcing an early Cult Altar.
Very
That's
early.
Stuns on 3. Carl Easy very low. Gets stunned as well. Underneath his own turret. Aqua pops 2. Benny and Yaoi go. And Demon Kite gets spotted hard by Sanji. There's a kill by Carl Easy on the Nats. 2 for 2.
Okay, Echo and RSG, lights out and away we go. It's only the first game of this second day of the playoffs, but look what they're doing already. And what we're seeing here is both teams having great lineups for extended team fights. If Echo go in and start, RSG have the right tools to fight even longer. But Echo, what they need to do is just fix their execution up a bit, and then they can fight even longer, even though they forced out their Cult Altar. What Demon Kite needs to do now is be careful, though, not get punished.
That's a fatal links onto Evan. He doesn't survive. Sanford puts a nail in the coffin. 100% turtle take rate for Echo right now. I can swear Blue Leaf scream and fight forever.
Oh, man, the claps, the screams are all here. They're still going.
They're not done. Light gets caught out here. And there's a falling star moon. Sanford is out for blood.
Echo
Man.
sticking together, finding the target, setting things up. This is what Atlas has been known for throughout the regular season. Even if it's just one target, an Atlas will commit that ultimate to get that secure kill and get an advantage in the map.
So the tables have turned. Right now, the gold lead, as minor as it is, it's only 1K. It goes in favor of Echo. But just taking a look at the items here, Renmar, how are things going for Echo now?
Echo, very close. They have the items that they need. I want to see them build a little bit more magic damage, though, magic defense, because of Lilia.
Again, they are out on a mission. position. The hit has been put onto Eman, and Benny Cutie gets another. Dear Lord. And they don't mind, because as soon as they get their man, they're okay to walk away. And again, yes, Echo has a small lead. It's 1,000, but this is the first 1,000. It's a significant 1,000 in the mid-game. Yaoi Vero gonna have to go back. Karteezy forcing the issue. Guardian's Barrier trapping this Panda. Akai and Karteezy very, very perilous.
Nats?
Look at Nats. Gonna go in front of Benny and Sanji. Can they get a punish? No ults on Echo quite yet. They're greenless. They have to reset.
Oh, man.
This is crazy. Like, at this point, I mean, just under the 10-minute mark, you can see that Demon Kite doesn't actually have that damage he needs when everybody for Echo is clumped up. And they are starting to scale really well in terms of tankiness, that beefiness, and it's getting even harder for RSG Philippines to find targets, and also the constant thing they have to worry about, not only, like you guys mentioned, the CC coming out from all these tanks, Fatal Links, Heavy Spin, whichever, but also the fact that you have to work around the Cult Altar too.
Yeah, and since we are at the point of the game where teams will really be sticking together, Sanford is doing a great job of tempering the pushes that Nat is supplying and pressuring in the side lanes. They're down in the bottom, while Echo are just going around as 4, getting targets, finding Eman, and yes, you mentioned it very nice too, because Echo are mostly sticking together, Demon Kite cannot maximize the damage he can do. He's doing a lot, but it's not being maximized to its full potential.
Hey, it's not just Demon Kite who's struggling. Even Eman, the Blazing Duet is hitting critical mass, and there's only so much you can do. Even with the Cult Altar, it's supposed to be a solution. It's supposed to answer that very annoying ult on the Faramis of Sanji, but it's not working out so well. Look at this Lord. It's at about a 1/6 of its health, an 8th, very low. Who's gonna get it? Fatal Links popped in. Cult Altar as well. Karteezy secures it. Eman Blazing Duet on out of here. Bounce knuckle man, as he says. Nats on out as well. And RSG have been pushed back. Echo with a dominant lead in this 11-minute game, almost 3K.
You actually saw Demon Kite try to cable out and then cable back in, just using momentum to potentially steal that Lord away, but because Karteezy was spinning, it just got enough of a push onto Demon Kite that he wasn't able to get within Retribution range. See, it's not on cooldown right now.
Oh, Yaoi.
He's looking for one. Echo, yes, they are very ult reliant, but they're just keeping going. They're giving RSG just all the doubt in the world. Do they have it? Can they do it?
Right now, they're trying to fight for the purple buff.
And who got it? Did Demon Kite get it? Yes, he
did.
I'm on out of here. I can't do this, but there's a Lord marching up top. There's a wave down bottom, and all of Echo are in mid. It's a hard time to be RSG.
Just like I said, both teams can set the momentum. Echo Express is online here, 4K gold ahead. That's going to be a Lord up top, should be worked on, but they have to find something for RSG.
TR2 is going to go down here in bot lane, best believe. And they took an orange. Who did it go to? Who took it? Did Benny get it?
He took it. Orange buff is on him, so no orange buff right now for RSG. And because, again, of the formation of Echo, how they've controlled this map, we're starting to see all the things we pointed out here in the draft. Sanford's Esmeralda doesn't have a lot of things to worry about right now because RSG PH don't have the damage just yet to deal with it. Meanwhile, the Uranus of Nats is struggling. Even though he can get easy backline access, there's not much he can do against Echo other than just being a nuisance to them.
Man, let me just remind you of the key to victory, the San duo, the combo. Look at both of them. Sanji 2-0-6 on this Faramis. Sanford that 4-1 doing work. Again, it's so hard for RSG Philippines to actually penetrate the front line. And then you have the back line to worry about.
Speaking of penetrate, look at the items on the Lilia. I'm waiting for a Divine Glaive. Once the Divine Glaive is up, that will be the game-changing item for the damage of Aqua. Once he gets that up, you're gonna start seeing the health bars of Echo going down faster and faster. But without it, RSG will struggle in the engaged extended team fights rather. But there it is. Now he picked it up. Let's see if RSG can make it work.
Slowly but surely, RSG clawing their way into a better position. Nats push the tier 2 down bottom, forcing Sanford to clean up. But we're about 20 seconds away from another Lord, and this is a Luminous Lord. It's gonna, at best, break down a tier 3 down bottom. That's dangerous, perilous. The map is shrinking.
Not only that, but this is going to be crucial because we just saw Benny Cutie also pick up another big item on this Melissa, DHS. So yeah, you were just pointing it out, Redmar. You know, these item spikes are going to be crucial for both teams, but more so for RSG Philippines. They need to be able to either steal this objective away, or at least win this team fight. As you can see, everybody crowding around this next Lord here, everybody getting in position, clearing the lanes the best they can, and just getting ready for this fight.
Way too risky for RSG to try and commit, but if they can pull this off, it's gonna be an amazing play.
Very, very low. A quick Lord take here. Shadow Stampede setup. Look at Nats and Light looking for an angle. Demon Kite very quiet. Oh, like a thief in the night. He's trying to go for it. Yowie very low. Gets popped here by Light. Who's going to take this Lord? Demon Kite steals it. All the waiting in the world has paid off. And Eman in the back line trying to pop one on Sanji. That's 2 down on the side of RSG. Making 2 for Echo as well. Benny Cutie bites it. Carl Deasy running for his life. Sanji trying to protect his jungler. And the shield put up. Carl Deasy survives. And Sanford and Nats going mano a mano in the jungle with Nats actually losing out. They're going to have to retreat.
It was ridiculous that RSG somehow was able to take that Lord away from Echo. It was risky. It was difficult, but they got away with it. Again, going back to Aqua now having the damage that he needs to be more impactful as a Lilia. And of course, the tremendous positioning of Demon Kite to wait in the shrubs as long as he did, to just show up at the right moment to help that kill on Yowie and to get that Lord away from Echo.
And right now, Lord marching down the bottom side here. Echo's gonna have to deal with that. They're gonna lose some turrets, a little bit of space around the map. And as you saw, Eman also able to just whittle down even these tanky boys for Echo. So that's something they got to be really critical of here. They're going to handle the Lord fine, but like I said, they lose that turret in the mid side. We'll see if RSG Philippines can grab any more, but right now, Echo still holding on to a minor lead.
That's what the DHS bought for them, and I guess that's why Eman stings a little bit more now, and Echo has to be wary. They have to protect their back line and their front lines. It's not as easy to find angles anymore. Now, the map has evened out. Dare I say, maybe even RSG is winning because of how mobile they are. Nats can go anywhere he wants. Demon Kite can wait in a bush and do anything he wants, even Eman. So I guess that's why it's so close this time around. It's another back and forth swing.
Echo really need to watch out the spacing of the map that RSG can provide for themselves. If they're not careful, they're going to end up losing a base turret. Probably not get split pushed, but losing a base turret at this point of the game, it's going to be massive if that happens to either squad. Benicudi earlier picked up the Hot's Claws. With the DHS, it's going to be an insane amount of regen that this Melissa can get, which makes RSG's team fighting execution, it has to be even cleaner and more disciplined, because if they blow too many of their abilities and Benicudi just comes in very late to a team fight, Echo can turn that around, even though if it's just Benicudi and one more member of Echo.
Man, right now, too, the other thing that you have to consider is how many options Echo has to start fights, right? Yes, you have the Fatal Links, you have the Heavy Spin, and again, even Sanji can start a fight. All those guys can peel, too. Whereas on RSG Philippines, you kind of have to rely on Light. And like you guys mentioned, you have that mobility factor, but still, if Light misses the wild charges, if he misplaces the Guardian barriers, it's almost tough to find your moments in those team fights.
Well, now that we're in a somber moment, I'd like to cover that. Maybe the engagements on Echo, maybe all of those options, especially seen in that last team fight, might actually mean too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's so hard to have so many options but no follow-through. And maybe with RSG having one focus on Light, that might actually be a better focus, tunnel vision, and that's what bought them his comeback. That's just me saying what I see.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword for Echo. It goes hand in hand with them having the most unique heroes picked this season, wherein they are a jack of all trades, but what are they masters of? Echo needs to show that here right now. What can you do with this lineup that has so many options for engagement? How are you going to take the definitive lead in this game back away from RSG PH? Because right now it's even Stevens.
Yep, as it is, Sanford making quite a little bit of a dent in the map. Look at how deep he pushed that. Nats with the answer back. Yowie, Fatal Links on this lone Uranus. Benicudi, can he get the kill? The answer is yes, popping the immortality, but here comes Demon Kite to the rescue, but it's a little too late. The young Nathaniel Astrologo goes down. Cold popped up, and they answer back with Demon Kite's reinforcement. Sanji very low. Carl Teasy unable to find an angle, could have been deadly, disastrous for RSG, but a pick-off's a pick-off.
Look at the discipline Echo pulled off there with when they used their ultimates. Sanji didn't use that Cult Altar with that take for Nats. They waited until to see if Demon Kite would be coming in. Sanford had great positioning, saw Demon Kite. Sanji had the Cult Altar, and Benny Cutie saved his go-away ultimate for last. That's how he was able to get away.
And now the thing is, do they actually want to contest this or just let it go? They know the Cult Altar isn't available just yet, could pop up here in a few seconds, but still focusing as much as they can. Lord still for the take.
Demon Kite Retribution's already.
Watch out. Can he get it one more time? No! Carl Teasy's blade. Nay, that's a baseball bat. Ever so sharp, taking this third Lord. And they're getting the hell out of Dodge. We're happy with our major objective.
Sanford again, the pressure he applied onto the purple buff when Demon Kite was taking it. It forced Demon Kite to use the Retribution already. Hence why Echo got that Lord without a problem.
Great call there. Again, the Sansan duo doing work here in this game one for Echo. As we take a look at the items here, things are pretty much well bit. It's just going to be a swap between items if they choose to. Yeah. But right now, I mean, you're looking at maybe a couple last items that need to be locked in, but now it's RSG Philippines here with their backs against the wall that have to defend against this Marching Lord.
All the key players here have the items that they need. We're just waiting for Light to build up his blade armor. It seems like that's going to be his last item because look, there's already a blade armor on the side of Echo. Two of them actually. One for Carl Teasy, one for Sanford. Hence why Emmons a little bit more careful with his targeting. Top side, Demon Kite split pushing. Echo pushing in, it through the mid and the Lord through the bot.
Something's gonna give here. The Lord just charges into that inhibitor down bottom. All members of RSG are needed here. The Fanny, Demon Kite makes his way back home. RSG and Nats making a little bit of space, opening it up down bottom. Yaoi looks for one. Gets the Fatal Links onto Nats. Altar already popped. Demon Kite taken down by the storm. Fanny gets it. Immortality's popped here. The Atlas gets taken down. Aqua takes down Yaoi. Nats goes down as well. And there's a clutch. Heavy spin by Carl Teasy. Popping the Immortality. Emma goes down. It's just Light and Aqua here left in the base to defend. Another inhibitor by Sit.
Man, what a fight that was, and now this could be it for Echo if they can punch it in.
Aqua going for the black shoots. Carl Teasy still here. He has an Immortality. Light very low. Sanji goes down. Immortality's up and down as well. Too much of an ask to defend this. Can they do it? Benny Cutie's still here. Ladies and gentlemen, Echo loud and proud. They're going to go ahead and finish the game. Not unless they can say something about it. Nay. Echo takes game one.
We set it up. If RSG